Hey there, life editors! You made it! This is the final session in this Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. Thank you so much for joining me. Woo! I have had such a blast connecting with you all day long, and I really hope that you've been taking lots of notes and filling out your workbook and feeling good about the edits that you're going to make in 2022. Now, if you haven't done so yet, click the link below in the description and download your Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat workbook. We filled this out throughout the entire retreat. Now, if you haven't gone through the previous sessions, you definitely want to do that before you watch this session, because we're going to be using all of the notes and goals and projects and ideas that you came up with as we create your 12-week plan. So make sure you download your workbook. All right, for those of you who are brand new to life editing, allow me to introduce myself. I am Sage Grayson, and I am a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. And you made it through the retreat, so you are most definitely a life editor now. Woo! I'm so happy that you're here. All right. So in this session, we are going to create your 12-week plan for success. Now, it's going to be a little different than maybe some of the goal planning that you've done in the past, because we are doing a 12-week plan as opposed to a yearly plan that many people use. And we're focusing on the results that are going to get you the biggest bang for your results, like your bang for your buck. We're not going to focus on little admin things or little things that might be nice. We're going to focus on the goals and the projects that are really going to lift you up and elevate you and get you started on that next chapter of your life editing journey. But before we dive in to your 12-week master action plan, which I also like to call your MAP, your master action plan, your MAP, and goal planning for maximum results, I want to remind you that we have a giveaway for every single session of this Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. So for this session, all you have to do is like this video and leave a comment below, and you are entered in the giveaway. And the giveaway for this session is the Edit My Life Planner, which is a 2-part planner and a 5-day video series to help you stop procrastinating and reach all of your big goals. So remember, like this video, leave a comment, doesn't matter if it's on Facebook or YouTube, and you'll be entered to win, entered into the giveaway to win the Edit My Life Planner. It's the video and planner bundle. All right. Before we get started on your 12-week master action plan, your MAP, I want to make sure that you have a notebook, a planner, and your Life Editor Weekend workbook in front of you, because we're going to be using all of the goals and edits that you were writing down during the previous sessions. Okay. Woo-hoo. Before we create your 12-week plan, let's do a little imagining. Let's do a little bit of journaling here. So you can write this in a notebook or on the back of your workbook. But let's set an intention for the next 3 months. Now, it could start right now, and you can use December as one of your months. Or if you want to start fresh and just use all of December for planning and do January, February, March for those 3 months. Totally up to you. Wherever your head is at, whatever makes sense to you. For the next 3 months, I want you to write down, what do you want to achieve in any area of your life and business in the next 12 weeks or 3 months or 90 days, however you want to say it. It's all the same stuff. So what do you want to achieve in any area of your life or business in the next 12 weeks? So write that down. You can also pause this video, come back to it, and really give yourself time to think about, what do you want to achieve? What do you want for your finances? What do you want for your health? What do you want for your relationships? What do you want for your business? Then I want you to think about, what would the ideal version of you be doing? Where would you be? Who would you be associating with? How would you feel? Now, remember, in life editing, we are not taking your current life, crumbling it up and throwing it in the trash and doing this total transformation, brand new you. No, I hate that. That's not life editing. With life editing, just like book editing, like I explained before, is you take what you've gotten, you make little edits to make it the best that it can be, right where it is right now. So using who you are and the resources you have and the circumstances that you're in, what would the ideal version of you look like? Where you are right now. If you could turn yourself up to 10 or give yourself a boost, what would that look like? So take some time to journal that down. And then the final thing I want you to write is what one goal has the best chance of success. Now, I want you to choose a goal that kind of holds a bit more weight than maybe your other goals. Now, as we're doing the goal plan, you could choose 1 to 3 goals, but I bet if you really look at your goals, there's one goal, one single goal that carries more weight than the others. And if you complete this goal, you might make all of the other goals much, much more easier to complete or even possible. The other goals might not even be possible until you focus on this one single goal. So for many of my clients, it might be earning a certain amount of money. So once you earn, like we talked about last session, $100,000 in a year, then you can take care of all of your other goals, like pay off your debt or pay for your kids' college or pay for any medical bills or buy a house or do whatever it is you're doing with your money. For some people, their number one goal is a health goal. Like once they take care of their health or lose the weight and become active and mobile again, then everything else falls into place. Then they feel more confident. Then they can play with their kids. Then they can get hired for a job, like whatever it is. So you figure out what that goal is that has more weight than the other ones. Or if you do that goal, it makes all the other ones possible. Many of you might also know this type of goal planning as a push goal, a push goal. So if you imagine a row of dominoes that are standing upright in a row, if you push the first domino, all the other ones fall down. So your push goal makes all your other goals possible. It holds more weight. You might not even be able to start the other goals until this push goal is done. So you figure out what that is for you. What is your push goal? For me as a business owner, it is almost always a certain number for my income because that helps me do other things. It helps me pay for contractors. It helps me add bigger and better programs and services. It helps me, whatever, pay for my lifestyle. So you figure out what your push goal is for you. Okay, so that's the journaling. That's the writing. I want you to pause the video, take some time to fill that out. Okay, so let's talk about 12-week planning. Why are we doing 12-week planning or 3-month planning or 90-day planning, whatever you call it? Why aren't we doing it for the whole year? Why aren't we planning our entire 2022? Well, there's a few reasons that we do this. If you've ever created annual goals, you might have realized that they don't work so well, honestly. If you make an annual goal for an entire year, you're giving yourself 12 months to complete a goal. So maybe you've known some people, or maybe it's yourself, who create a New Year's resolution in January. And you're humming along, like, here's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to, whatever, run a marathon. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to save $1 million, whatever it might be, whatever your resolution is. But then by February, you almost always give up on it because things get hard, or you haven't deleted your bad influences, or you think, oh, well, it's hard right now. I'll work on it later this year. I'll do more over the summer. Because you've got 12 months. It gives you plenty of time to procrastinate and drag your feet. But I want you, as you're editing your lives, to stop relying on a full calendar year. I want you to tighten up your goals and use 12-week plans. And the reason that we do this is because when you work on a smaller scale, it makes everything more urgent. A 12-week plan has that underlying sense of urgency. You know the weeks are ticking by. The clock is always racing when you're working in just 12 weeks. And that urgency keeps you moving forward. You can't second guess yourself. You can't take 3 weeks to write a blog post. You got to get something out now. You can't you can't eat out 5 days a week if you're trying to save. You've got to stop eating out now. It creates that urgency. You need that for your goal planning. And the second thing that makes 12-week planning so good is that it's also a long enough time to see real results. I know people who've done 1-month goal planning, which is okay. It definitely gives you that urgency. But in a lot of cases, it's not enough time to see real results. You probably aren't going to establish new good habits in just a single month. You probably aren't going to have substantial savings in just 1 month. You probably aren't going to have a thriving business in just 1 month. This is why my Startup in 60 program is 60 days. I try to give you much more time to get those substantial results so that you don't give up when things aren't working after a month. All right, so it's short enough to feel urgent, but long enough to see sustained results. So for many of my clients, when they first start working with me, I get them onto a 12-week plan rather than yearly goal planning, or worse, goals that are just nebulous, like I want to do something with my life, but there's no structure to them at all. So I get them doing 12-week master action plans, or MAPs, and it really transforms everything. Like, a lot of people have never even thought about organizing their life and their goals this way. But once you've done several 12-week plans, it gets easier and easier, and you start becoming really familiar with your energy levels, how much you can take on, how you can use your time, the highs and lows during the year. And you're going to love this sense of urgency where, like, the clock is always ticking. You are always getting stuff done. Every single day, the tasks that you do directly lead to your goals. There's no floating things around. There's nothing that's like nebulous. You're going to know that every action you take is directly leading to your goals. Okay. Before we get into your 12-week plan, we need to get super clear about what is the difference between goals, projects, and tasks. They are not interchangeable. They are not the same thing. And a lot of times, once you get clear on this terminology, you realize, oh, that's why it never worked for me in the past. That's why I never reached my goals. That's why things fell apart. Yeah, because you weren't really clear on what goals, projects, and tasks are. If you've taken my Edit My Life planner, we have a whole section where we talk about pyramid planning, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. So a goal is any measurable result that you want to achieve. Again, it's measurable result that you want to achieve. And a goal is made up of many, many, many projects. So maybe your goal is, I want to earn $10,000 through my writing in the next 12 weeks. It is super measurable. You can say with a goal, yes or no, did you achieve that? So did you earn $10,000 in the past 12 weeks through your writing? Yes or no? That's a goal. So it's a measurable result, and it's made of many, many, many projects. So you don't just instantly one day earn $10,000. No, there are lots of things that lead to that goal. This brings us to projects. So we've got goals at the top, and projects are underneath the goal. Projects are a smaller part of your ultimate goal, and they are made up with many, many, many tasks, smaller tasks. So a project is anything that leads to your goal, but it has many tasks underneath it. It's not a one and done thing. There are many things that make up a project. So here are some examples of projects. Finish writing book number 3. Self-publish the book on Amazon. You can see there's many steps, many little tasks for self-publishing. Submit at least 5 freelance articles per month. So you got to figure out where you're submitting them to, what are the rules, you got to outline the articles, you got to write the articles, you got to edit the articles, you got to do the submissions, you got to wait for it to hear back. You can see like how a project leads to your goal, but it has many, many, many little tasks underneath it. So I can give you an example from me. So one of my goals is to earn X amount of money every month or every year in my business. And one of my projects is consistent blog content. And underneath that, I've got an even smaller project, which is write and publish a blog. And I've mentioned this before, but I have little cards in my Trello. I also use Asana too, where I have like blog post, and I type in whatever the title of the blog post is. And then I have, no joke, 74 tasks for every blog post. 74 tasks for every blog post. And that might seem like, what do you mean? Isn't it just write the blog and publish it? Two little tasks? No, there's lots of little tasks. I want you to choose tasks that are 5 minutes in length, 10 minutes in length. And that gets you past any kind of hesitation, any kind of freezing, any inertia on your part, so that you can take the next step. So really, like one of the first things on my list of 74 tasks for a blog post is to choose a topic. Simply choose the topic of the blog post. And then I got to write the outline based on my template. And then I got to make an image for the blog post. And then I got to open up WordPress. And then I got to paste in my draft. And then I got to edit it and all that stuff. Like, there's lots of little things going on. So if you ever get stuck and you're looking at your to-do list and you're like, "Ah, I can't move forward. I just can't move forward." It's usually because your next step on your to-do list is too big. It's a project, but you think it's a task. You got to break it down and break it down and break it down until it's minuscule little tasks. Which brings me to the next point. A task is a teeny tiny action step from a project. So we got goals at the top, big measurable result. Projects make up your goals and they lead directly to your goals. And projects are made of hundreds of little tasks, and they should be teeny tiny 5-minute little tasks. So an example of a task might be send an email to my subscribers with the release date, call my editor, rewrite the book title, find the freelancer application. Can you see how those are small things that could take 5 minutes or less? But they all lead to part of a bigger project and lead to an ultimate goal. Leave a comment and let me know if any of this is not making sense with the big ultimate result for the goal, the projects that make up the goal, and then the tasks that make up the projects. It's 100% okay if you need to hear this a few times, because I know it gets confusing. Most people do their goals wrong and they wonder why they're not making progress. I shared this story before, but I had a client a few years ago, and she was showing me her to-do list for the week. And one of the things on her to-do list, like her daily to-do list, was write my novel. And I'm like, what? Write your novel is not a task. That's not something you can do in 5 minutes. Because what are you going to do? You got to do your research. You got to write the outline. You got to do the character descriptions. You got to plot the whole thing. You got to figure out what writing software you're using. You got to edit it. Like, there's a million projects and tasks underneath write my novel. So I had to get her onto the 12-week plan of designing a better master action plan with goals and projects and tasks. Okay. So now that that's clear, let's go over the 6 steps for planning your 12-week action plan. Okay, so number 1, I want you to go through your Life Editor Weekend Workbook, and I want you to circle or highlight or star any of the edits that are most important for you to work on in the next 12 weeks. So remember, we went through the 5 steps of the life editing process right here. So you got your 5 foundation things. You got your 5 deleting things, your 5 habits, 5 rearranging, 5 white space self-care. So you should have lots and lots of ideas. So I want you to circle, star, or highlight anything that's important for the next 12 weeks. Anything at all. And then number 2, I want you to write those edits or any other things that you can think of under your goals brain dump. So on this page, it's a goals brain dump, and it's literally just like blah. You just let it all out. Just let it dump out there. You're not trying to rearrange anything. You're not trying to categorize anything. You're just letting your thoughts flow. You're just getting all of those ideas out here. So all of those edits that we did in the past sessions, all of those ideas that you have, anything that is percolating, like, oh, I would really like to do this in the next 12 weeks, write it down here in your goals brain dump. That's number 2. Number 3, I want you to analyze your time budget and get really clear about how many days you actually have to work in your next 12 weeks. Okay, so let's finally talk about your time budget. And this is something we go into more in depth in the Edit My Life Planner mini course. So I want you to get a calendar and print out a full calendar for a full month. And ideally, you could do 3 of these for the full 12 weeks. And then after you have your calendar in front of you, whether you're starting in December, you're starting in January, whatever, you got your 3 months in front of you, I want you to go through and cross off any days where you will not be working on your goals. So that's days off, weekends, if that's when you take days off, vacations, holidays, birthdays, anything. You cross off those dates when you are not going to be working on your goals. And then at the end of the month, I want you to cross off any days that you typically would use for emergencies or for any kind of health issues. So I have a client who has chronic migraines. So she loses whatever, anytime, anywhere between 3 to 5 days per month dealing with her migraines. So she'll cross off 5 days at the end of the month. We cross them off at the end of the month because we don't know when they're going to happen. Like, oh, it'd be great if we know, oh, I'm going to have a migraine on the 12th. I'll plan for that. Like, you don't know. You don't know when that's happened. You're not going to know, like, oh, little Billy's going to break his arm on the 15th. Plan for that. You don't know when your kids are going to have an emergency or something like that. So look over the past 3 months and come up with an average for the days where there's going to be emergencies or obstacles or health issues or something where you're just not going to get work done, and cross those off at the end of every month. So if you lose 5 days a month for health issues for each of the 3 months, for the next 3 months, cross off 5 days at the end. So weekends, days off, birthdays, holidays, any days that you're not working, cross them off. And then I want you to add up the days that you actually have to work. So in a 3-month, 90-day, 12-week plan, whatever you want to call it, most of my clients, like, they start off thinking like, it's 3 months. I've got 90 days. I got 90 days to reach my goals. You really don't. You really, really don't. Remember when we talked about in the habits section about being honest about your time? You really need to respect your time. You don't have 90 days. So weekends, holidays, days off, health issues, whatever, some emergencies, you don't have those days. When most of my clients look at their days, they have 18, 19, maybe 20 days out of a 90-day block of time where they can actually work on their goals. You might have a lot less than that. I think the record is one of my clients having only 8 days in a 90-day span to work on her goals. So this is why regular goal planning doesn't work, because you think you have more time than you do. And then you feel crappy at the end of it. Like, why didn't I write my book? Why didn't I create a new program? Why didn't I run a marathon? Because you thought you had 90 days and you really don't. You have much, much, much less time than you think you do. Oh, sorry, tough love time. You have a lot less time than you think you do. The bonus is that when you can be honest with your time, you'll get more done because you'll choose fewer goals, you'll respect your time, and you'll actually reach your goals and accomplish something rather than trying to do 10 goals and not reaching any of them and feeling bad at the end of your 3 months. Okay, so that was number 3, is analyze your time budget and figure out how much time you actually have. All right, number 4, I want you to look at the time that you have and then look at the goals that you have chosen for yourself. And I want you to choose 3 of them and write them in the boxes at the bottom of the page. Only 3 goals, up to 3 goals. If you want to do 1 goal, that's 100% okay. And I'm trying to get you to have fewer goals so that you reach them rather than having too many goals and half-assing all of them. So write your goals in the boxes, the goals that you're going to focus on. So you might have had 40 different ideas up here, but which 3 are you really going to work on? Which ones are important for the next 12 weeks? Which ones are a push goal that's going to make everything else possible? And which ones are most fun and exciting in this time of your life that you really want to work on now? So as you are choosing your goals, you're going to have different types of goals. There are outcome goals, and those are goals that have a distinct endpoint. Outcome goals have a distinct endpoint. So you hit the goal and you're done. So that might mean you ran the marathon and you're done. You're not running a marathon every single day. You hosted the event and you're done. You published the book and you're done. You're not republishing that book every single day. Like, an outcome goal has a distinct endpoint. It is literally an outcome. You hit it, you did it, good job. That's one type of goal. Another type of goal is a process goal. So a process goal are goals that establish a new habit or a new way of being. So examples might be you meditate for 15 minutes every morning forever. It's a process. Or you send an email to your subscribers every Friday forever. Or you move $50 into your savings account every paycheck forever. It's a process. It's something that you are trying to establish, a new habit, a new way of being that you're incorporating into your life, and it's just going to be a part of you. That's one of your goals. That's a process goal. And then, of course, some of you might have ambiguous goals. So ambiguous goals are goals without clear measurements. We're going to fix them. So you might have a goal that you want to feel less anxious. Well, what does that mean? What does less anxious mean? Or you want to be more productive. What does that mean? What does more productive mean? So a way to use ambiguous goals is to add a way to make them clearer. So either you could rewrite them and say, so if you want to be more productive, what does productivity mean? Is that publishing a blog post every week for the next 12 weeks? That's a clearer goal. That's more of like a process goal. So you can rewrite it into a process goal. Or you want to feel less anxious. Maybe a way to rewrite that is, I will not bite my nails for the next 12 weeks. That's more of a process goal. Every day you're making the choice not to bite your nails. That would be like a less anxious goal. If you don't really want to rewrite them, you can add a score to them. So score yourself every day from 1 to 10. How are you feeling in terms of anxiety? How are you feeling in terms of productivity? How are you feeling in terms of whatever the nebulous, ambiguous goal is? And then after you score yourself daily, average your score monthly. So maybe you'll say, I want to feel whatever, a 7 or higher in terms of productivity every day for the next 12 weeks on average. So maybe some days you're a 3 and some days you're a 10, but as long as the average comes out to 7 or more, you've hit that goal. Or if you want to be less stressed, in terms of 1 being not stressed at all and 10 being super, super stressed, you want to be at a whatever, 4 or lower on average for the next 12 weeks, whatever it is. Does that make sense? If you have an ambiguous goal, either rewrite it into an outcome or a process goal, or add some kind of scale to it where you judge yourself 1 through 10, rate yourself 1 through 10 every day, and then average it out by month or by 12 weeks. Got it? Okay. If you guys have already written down your goals, I would love to hear them. Even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know, what are your goals? What are your big measurable results that you want? Are they outcome goals? Are they process goals? Are they ambiguous goals? Let me know. Leave them here. I'd love to see what big goals you're working on for 2022. All right. Now, because we got our goals, we got our 1, 2, 3 goals. Next page is we're going to do project brain dump. This is number 5. Do your project brain dump for your 3 goals. So this is, again, a place where you can just brain dump, mind map, whatever makes sense to you, and write down all of the different projects that you could possibly do for that goal. So let's say one of your goals is to lose weight. All right, I bet you could think of 100 different projects you could do. You could join the gym and go to classes. You could do classes for free online. You could buy a home gym and work out at home. You could do keto. You could do vegan. You could do low carb or whatever. Millions of diets there are. You could do Weight Watchers, whatever. You could have a buddy walk with you around the neighborhood. You could buy new sneakers and start running every day. Like, there's a million different projects that you could do for losing weight. Another goal, if you want to save money or build up your savings, there's a million different projects you could do for savings. You could have a garage sale. You could apply for another job. You can ask for a raise from your boss. You could do the process of moving into a smaller house. You can move to a different city with a lower cost of living. There's a million different ways that you could save X amount of money. So I want you to just brain dump all of the projects that you could possibly do for each goal. All right, we got some comments. Joelle says, would setting up my subscription program be a goal or a project? I could see this being 2 different ways. It really depends. So I would ask yourself, what is the point of setting up the subscription program? Is it to say the subscription thing is up and that's it? You want whatever bragging rights that I did it. I have a subscription thing up. Like, for some people, that might be it. Or for some people, like publishing a book, just to be able to say, I published a book. I did it, or whatever it is. But maybe I'm guessing there's a reason. There's a bigger goal for why you are setting up a subscription program or project. I think it's probably because you have an income goal. Either you have a bigger goal, like I want to earn whatever, $100,000 a year, whatever it is, or you have some kind of like community goal. I want whatever, 1,000 people interacting with my content every single month to build a sense of community and support and loyalty and whatever it is. So I bet there's a bigger goal above just create the subscription program. So I think the subscription program might be one of your projects leading to a bigger goal. So if it is like an income thing, you might only have 1 or 2 projects underneath that goal. Like, maybe you want all of your income to come from subscriptions, but maybe you have income coming from some other kind of package or some other kind of passive income, or from a job or from something else. You could have, or from your books or from something else. I bet you have different income streams, but I bet the subscription program is part of one income stream for a bigger goal, which is X amount of money. Or maybe it's a community goal with, I reach 100 people every month or 1,000 people every month consume my stuff, whatever it might be. Does that make sense, Joelle? I think it's a goal, and I think you have a bigger goal above it, and the subscription program is just one part of your bigger goal. Just like I have a subscription, I have my Clubhouse membership site, but it is only one of my income streams for my bigger goal of earning X amount of money. All right. Marie France says, my big goal is to build my online business. Yeah, but I need to know how to be clearer. Yeah, it's a little ambiguous right now. That's okay. That's okay. So I guess we got to figure out in the next 12 weeks, what do you want your online business to look like? Remember, we're shortening up our goals. So yes, of course, at some point, we want your online business to be whatever it might be. Oprah level, I have no idea. I have no idea what your ultimate goals are. But in the next 12 weeks, where do you want your business to be? Do you want to be like, what does that look like? Does that mean in the next 12 weeks your website is set up and you have X amount of traffic coming to your website? Does that mean you've sold X amount of a certain product? Does that mean you have whatever 100 people in your membership site or 100 people on your Facebook group or whatever it might be? I bet there's ways to figure out what does building your business or what does success in the next 12 weeks look like. So you're going to reach some kind of goals for your business the next 12 weeks. And then the next one, you're going to reach even more goals for your business. Then the next one, there's going to be even more goals. So yeah, I think there's a way to figure out just in the next 12 weeks, what do I need to do? Or does success or a goal mean I have 5 products on my website or whatever it might be, or I have 10 blog posts published, or I've sent 5 emails, whatever. I bet there's something that defines success for your business within the next 12 weeks. Couple other goals I have: create our 2022 budget and declutter our basement. Yes, yes. Who else is decluttering? Yes, I think a lot of us are cleaning up at the end of the year. I believe it. Good budget too. Definitely recommend having family budget, having business budget, any kind of budget that you need, your own personal spending budget. Budgets for growing your business too. I have a set amount of money that I use to grow my business as well. So we might want to budget for that too. Oh, and Joelle says, yes, both money and community. Yeah. So have both of those goals. I want to earn X amount of money in the next 12 weeks through my subscription. And I want this many people connecting in the community. So that's really easy to judge. If people have to pay to join your community, well, then you're going to have a number. If it's a different, like, number of people who are commenting, or number of people who join a specific group but they don't have to pay, or number of emails that you receive, or number of direct messages you receive, those could all count as community interactions. So you figure out what that means. Yeah, I have a whole house to declutter. Yes. I think a lot of us are decluttering, but I kind of love that idea of decluttering at the end of the year, cleaning out your closet, cleaning out the basement, and cleaning out all the mess so that you start the year completely fresh. Doesn't that sound like a good plan? Yeah, so I know some of you are starting your 12-week plans now, but you can also start it in January. But think about decluttering, cleaning up those bad influences, get the energy flowing in your life too. I think that's a great way to do it. All right, so we did it. You did your project brain dump, all the possible projects that you could do to to reach your goal. And then I want you to, again, star, highlight, circle, whatever, the projects that you think have the best chance of success. So you might have come up with 50 different ways to earn money, to reach your income goal, or 50 different ways to lose weight, or 50 different ways to save money. Which projects are actually worth your time? Which ones can you fit in the time that you have in your time budget? Like, if you only got 20 days, maybe you don't have time to do a certain project, but you do have time to do another project. Or let's say, depending on your energy levels or what's going on in your circumstances or your situations or who's living with you or whatever's going on, maybe you can do a certain project, but you don't have the energy or time or money to do another one. So circle and figure out which projects have the best chance of success. And it's going to be different because, like I said, some projects are going to be just a few tasks, and some projects are going to, again, have like 100 tasks. but maybe limit yourself to like 3 projects per goal, depending on how big they are and how much time they take. All right, we're almost there. Number 6, then you're going to do a task breakdown for each project. So you might need to print out multiple pages for your task breakdown, one for each project. So let's say, whatever, it's, I don't know, you're going to earn money, you're going to earn X amount of money through your business, and you're going to do it through this new passive income product or whatever. And then all the tasks leading to that project. We got to come up with a topic. You got to figure out what the solution is. What are they going to get at the end of the project? You got to figure out what are you going to charge? How many steps are there? Is it going to be videos? Is it going to be audio? Is it going to be printed? What kind of platform are you using to host it? All of those good things. So those are all different little tasks you have to do for each project. Okay. I will say this, if you have a task on your list and the tasks take more than 10 minutes to complete, it's too big. Break it down insanely small. It's going to feel ridiculous. Like, really? This is the task? Like I said, for writing my blog posts, one of my tasks is open WordPress. That literally takes 5 seconds, but it's one of my tasks. Like, never underestimate how much you can procrastinate or how much you can freeze up or the inertia in front of you. So if you make your tasks teeny, teeny, tiny, there's nothing stopping you. Of course you can do that next thing because it's going to only take you 5 minutes or 2 minutes or less than that. It's also really important for people who have multiple schedules that they're juggling, for moms, for people who manage multiple people or groups or teams, for people who have day jobs and businesses and volunteering or whatever. If you're pulled in a million directions, you might only have 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there and 5 minutes there to do your work. But if everything is broken down into teeny tiny manageable tasks, you're going to be able to inch forward and get closer to your goals every single day. So yeah, there might be some days, there might be some really, really tough days where you only get 5 minutes of work done on your goal. That's okay. Remember, any progress, no matter how small, is still progress. So take those 5-minute chunks, take those 5-minute tasks. It's all progress. It all counts. Okay, let me go over the 6 steps one more time so you can make your 12-week plan. So go through your workbook, circle, highlight all of those edits that are important in the next 12 weeks. Remember, we're just doing the next 12 weeks. We're not doing the whole year. 2, write down those edits and anything else under your goals brain dump. Then 3, analyze your time budget, cross off the days where there are emergencies or vacations or whatever it might be, and get real about how many days you actually have. Number 4, choose your 3 goals and write them in the boxes. Number 5, do a projects brain dump and write down all the possible projects that could lead to those goals. And then then once you do your projects brain dump, choose 3, maybe, depending on the size of the projects for each goal. And number 6, do a task breakdown for each of those projects. You might have to print out multiple pages and get really granular, really nitty gritty. If it takes more than 10 minutes, the task is too big. Okay. What about the goals, projects, and tasks that you are not going to do in the next 12 weeks, but you don't want to forget them? I'm sure there are certain things that are still important to you, certain goals, but maybe in this season of your life or in these next few months, they're just going to have to be put on the back burner. You're not going to be doing them right now. Let me introduce you to your goals parking lot. And we go into much more depth with your goals parking lot in the Edit My Life Planner bundle. So there are some goals, projects, tasks they're simply going to have to wait for another time. And that's okay. I believe that you can do it all. You can do everything that you want to do in your life, but not all at once. Remember, you are a boutique. You are not a big box store. We are not trying to do everything half-assed. We are going to do a few things really, really well. So your parking lot is where you take those goals, projects, and tasks, and you park them, but you're not driving them right now. They are sitting safe and sound in your parking lot for you to come back later. And when you are ready to drive those, you can drive them out of the parking lot. So your parking lot could simply be a Google document or a notebook or whatever works for you, a notes app on your phone, someplace where you can capture all of those goals, projects, and ideas, because there's going to be a lot that you might have like dozens of things in here that you're just not going to get to in the next 12 weeks, and that's okay. But keep a hold of them. I want you to make sure that you can come back to them when you are ready, when you have the time, space, energy, and resources to come back and drive those things. But for now, park them in your parking lot. You're not going to forget about them. They are safe and sound, but we will drive them at another point of time. All right. So let me know, have you ever used a goals parking lot? And what things are sitting in your parking lot now? Is there anything from an old parking lot that you want to start driving the next 12 weeks, or anything new that you're going to put in there and be like, it's not happening this time, but maybe in the summer I'll come back to it. Or after I reach this goal, then I'll come drive that one. So feel free to put things in your parking lot for later. All right. So I want to make sure you come up with your master action plan, your 12-week master action plan, goals, projects, and tasks, and add those tasks to your planner or calendar. So don't just keep a list of tasks somewhere in your office. Add those specific tasks to specific days in your calendar. Now remember, you just crossed off your days. So if you know your next day to work on your goal is Monday, put some tasks in Monday. What things are you going to get done towards your goal on the next day that you can work on them? And then if you want to do even more goal planning, plus get lots of support from other like-minded, ambitious women just like you, then I invite you to join Life Editor Academy. Like I've been saying all retreat, this is our kickoff celebration for my Life Editor Academy Mastermind Group, which is a 5-month mastermind group that runs from January through May 2022. There's private one-on-one coaching, group coaching, virtual retreats. So if you like this, we do this every single month in the Academy. There's book club, movie club. We have a private portal with exclusive videos and worksheets just for the Academy members. Plus, you get so much support and love and acceptance in the Academy. It's really a wonderful place where you can push yourself out of your comfort zone in a safe environment. Like nobody's going to be making fun of you or saying, no, you can't do that. We're all supporting each other. We're all lifting each other up. So I've got a great video from one of our previous graduates for you to watch.
My name is Erica Swafford, and you can find me at ericaswafford.com. Well, I joined Life Editor Academy because I was looking for support for building my business and finding some like-minded women who are also into possibly growing their businesses, or at least wanting to grow themselves in their lives, because all of that's intertwined together. So I really just wanted the support, and I also like the idea of retreats. My favorite parts of the June retreat were honestly learning in all of the sessions. They're all really helpful, and they really help you figure out things that either you've been trying to figure out or that you didn't know you needed to figure out, and you have the support of all the ladies in the room all together. So it's not just Sage, but it's also all the other ladies, and they're pitching in and they're helping out. So I'd have to say that's my favorite part. I've learned a lot so far. I've learned how to change my perspective a little bit on what I'm doing. I've learned about how to handle fear and self-doubt, and honestly to reframe my goals so that they make more sense and they have deadlines or target dates, and they have more clarity, which is one of the things I desperately need, clarity. Sage is awesome. So Sage is fun. She's very supportive. If you're looking for someone who just has that, very supportive and will take any ideas that you have and just run with them and help you come up with ideas and just be a soundboard, she's perfect for that. My Academy sisters are awesome. They are all fun. They are supportive. We're kind of all in the same boat, going the same direction. So that's wonderful. And we all get along. All of us get along, and we help each other, and kind of bounce ideas off each other. It's really good. I would say that if you're going to join the Academy, that you make sure that you go to all of the retreats, because honestly, that is, it's a treat. It really is. and you get to be in person with all the people that you've been talking to online for months on end, and it's just a really good place to get that, you know, one-on-one time with each other and spend lots of time just, you know, really taking care of yourself and you know, getting recharged.
All right, like I've been saying, all retreat. You can now apply for Life Editor Academy. The next mastermind group runs from January through May 2022. And there's a link right here on the screen where you can apply for the Academy. I also have it in the description. So click the link, get all the details about the Academy. You can watch more testimonial videos. You can see inside the portal. You get a preview of our virtual retreat topics. And like I mentioned before, Life Editor Academy is all virtual this time, which is excellent because it's definitely more accessible. You don't have to pay for plane tickets or a vacation home every month for the retreats. It's all virtual. We do these virtual retreats every single month. You get unlimited email support. You get one-on-one coaching. You get group coaching, book club. You get our portal videos, worksheets. There's tons of stuff. And we help you with whatever your goals are. You do not need to have a business to join Life Editor Academy. I think about half the women who join the Academy have businesses. Half of them are working on other things like relationships or finances or health or whatever it is. So whatever your goals are, the Academy is a safe, structured, supportive place to help you reach all of your big goals faster than you ever thought possible. And I would love to invite you to apply to the Academy. So click the link in the description. It's right here on the screen too. And apply now for Life Editor Academy. All right, like I mentioned, there is a giveaway for every single session of this Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. So thank you so much for joining us. You can hit like and comment on any one of the videos to enter that session's giveaway. And you've got through Sunday, December 5th, 2021 to enter the giveaway for this session of Life Editor Weekend. All right, Life Editors, thank you so much for being with me here all day long and really participating during the sessions. If you are watching these replays, go ahead and leave your comments. Let me know any questions that you might have. Reach out to me. Ask me any questions you might have about the Academy. I am definitely here for you to support you in any way that you need it. All right. Thanks again, Life Editors. I hope you had a great time coming up with your goals, strategizing with me, and feeling supported and uplifted during the Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. I can't wait to do this with you again next year. And I am wishing you so much love and support and happiness. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday, whatever you are celebrating in December. And please keep in touch and go ahead and apply for the Academy, and we can keep this productivity and success going into the new year. All right, Life Editor, thanks again. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.